Jeremy Bash, this actually, the Russians posing those threats actually underline a much bigger problem. It wasn't until I think it was 2017, 2018, that the Russians actually got back into the Middle East in Syria as far as troops on the ground. Syria, of course, has since changed governments. If, for some reason, this government fell, this Iranian government fell, the Russians would lose another vital ally, not just in the Middle East, but worldwide. Talk about that.
That's right. The Iranians have been providing drones to support Russia's war in Ukraine. And there has been an alliance, maybe an uncomfortable alliance, between Russia and Iran for many decades. The other dynamic that you referenced, that Mika referenced, was, of course, China's role. And there was recently a phone call between Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. And as you recall, on the eve of the Ukraine war, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed a no-limits pact, sort of an effort to join forces to block U.S. Influence and power, not just in Europe, but also in the Indo-Pacific. And so some analysts have pointed out that there has been this kind of loose alliance that has been developed. And the acronym in Washington is CRINGE: China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and global extremists. And those elements working together, where North Korea and China have worked uncomfortably together in some cases, where China and Russia are working together, where Iran and Russia are working together, and even where you saw North Korean troops go and serve on behalf of Russia in the Ukraine fight, you see these countries working together. And so I think as Donald Trump navigates not just the next 2 weeks, but the longer time horizon, he's going to have to decide how to keep our allies together to confront that emerging bloc.
Me, taking the U.S. out of the equation for a moment to look at capacity pertaining to Israel or Iran, can Israel take on Iran alone? And what's Iran's ability to take on Israel?
Well, Israel does not have a B-2 Spirit stealth bomber that could carry the 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrator, which is what we all believe and assume, based on publicly available information, would be necessary to take out the Fordo enrichment site buried deep under that mountain outside Qom in Iran. But Israel could pummel the site with a succession of more capable missiles off of its fighter jet platforms, or it could potentially try to seize territory on the ground and block some of the entrances, blow up the entrances, or maybe make their way inside and try to put special operations forces on the ground and go inside the Cascade Hall and detonate a series of explosives there. That would be extraordinarily risky for the IDF to put troops on the ground. But again, they've had such dominance of the airspace, and Iran has been unable to field too many defensive actions. So unclear whether or not Israel would go ahead with that. I still think they're going to probably wait this 2 weeks out, see what Trump's decision is, and then kind of recalculate from there.